Yo, what's up, everyone? So, yes, I finally bought the Elden Ring DLC, and I'm gonna give a bit of a review. This is like a midway review. I haven't finished it yet, but I'm pretty sure I'm like halfway through the DLC. Again, I don't know, since when I watched Elden Ring reviews, people always said like, "Wait, when I first started the game, I always thought I was half through the game, but then there was much more." In fact, I thought like I was half through the game, but there's quite a bit of the map still obscured. Anyways, I'll start by saying this, since I saw that there were mixed reviews, and apparently it was half because it was too hard, and half because it caused some performance issues. I mean, I don't have the best PC, and luckily I haven't had any problems with the performance. Luckily for me, and so yeah, that's already out of the way. But yeah, talking about the game, I mean, I say that DLC, it looks pretty good. It's a cool theme. I will say it kind of feels like a bit, a bit of like Dark Souls 3 DLC, kinda like it sort of feels like Ring City, but not really, because at the same time it also looks like Limgrave, but at night. I don't know if it makes much sense, but yeah. And yeah, there's quite a bit to explore, I'd say, but it's clearly like made reusing stuff, quote unquote. And what I mean by that is like there's clearly like an area, you have a narrow way, and then a castle. Before the castle, there's a bunch of barricades with soldiers, and then you have some like things are around the way that you can explore, like a cathedral or like some catacombs. You know, the usual formula. And I will say this: they've still reused like a bunch of the bosses. They still use a bunch of like no, it's not like there are three avatar. I don't know, but like the tree monsters, and also the dragon. It's a new kind, but they've literally reused the new kind of dragon that they put it in. And honestly, that I'm not that much of a fan of, because honestly, even if there were like less bosses, it would be better. But I mean, still, you've got to put something there. You can't just make some big DLC where you don't do anything. So I can see why they did that, but honestly, it wasn't for me. Like there are a couple new like quote unquote mini bosses. Like the first one that you're probably gonna encounter is like this knight with a crossbow, and yeah, I'd rather have them do that instead of like reusing the base game mini bosses, even though it's not that imaginative. Anyways, yeah, I would say like let's talk a bit about how hard it is. I mean, the basic enemies, like they're not that hard. They're not. There's not a bunch of like gang squads or anything. So in that way, it's not that tough. It's not made like by a shithead who wants just you to die. But like there are hard enemies, but there's also fair. Like you can also use your summon in the overworld quite a bit, so that helps. Also, I'm pretty sure all the people that are playing the DLC have finished the game, so by that time they know how to play it. But yeah, let's talk a bit about the bosses. As of now, I've beaten like 4 or 5 remembrance bosses. Like like I've unlocked like 4 areas in the map by myself. I'll explain that later. And I would say the bosses honestly, they feel like tough, but not tough at the same time. What I mean by that, I mean, I've used the summons on only two bosses. The other ones I've like also beaten them, but I would kind of consider myself beating them with cheese because I used Ashes of War and yeah, I mean that shit is like super fucking broken, so it trivializes a lot of the bosses. Not all of them, of course, but yeah, like the first boss that the first remember boss is like the lion beast or something, and I say it took me less than 10 tries. He's like kind of hard, but like not really. Like his first phase is the hard part. Second phase, he has a bunch of variations, but they all have a bunch of easy attacks to dodge. So honestly, once you get him to half health, he he's a joke. Second boss, aka the hardest so far that I have encountered, is Rolana, the Magic Knight. And holy moly, this boss. She took me quite a bit of tries. I'll say this. If I didn't learn about Ashes of War and tried to beat her like I've beaten every other single boss in the base game, she probably would have been as hard as Melania. But since once I finished the game, I looked up stuff and I started using like other stuff like Ashes of War and everything. She was, I mean, she's still tough. I died a bunch of times to her, but like I beat her in like 3 or 4 hours. No summons, but yeah, she's like quite tough. I haven't beaten all the bosses, but I'm pretty sure she's gonna be like top 3 in difficulty for this DLC. If you at least decide to fight her on your own without summons, I haven't tried it. But yeah, I would say that she was so tough. I tried a bunch of builds, and yeah, I will say that at the end of the day, I went with my great sword build. I literally had to respect. I already wanted to respect, but she made me respect, and I basically like had to put a bunch of points in faith to use the buffs. But yeah, I mean, once I've done a bunch of trial and error, I thought like, yeah, this enemy is like it's impossible to tank so or to dodge her attacks because she has literally infinite stamina, while you don't. I mean, so you have to like know perfectly all of her attacks, and you can punish her like with one light attack at the time. I mean, that's if you're not a pro, and I'm not a pro. Or you can parry her. Like her first phase is quite easy to parry. I don't know about the second phase. Never. Like I always died once she changed form. If I tried to parry her. But yeah, at the end of the day, I ended up choosing her, and by that I mean I just Ashes of War spammed her and she died. Again, Ashes of War are literally the most broken as shit in this game, and after this DLC, I am 100% sure they made this game to be beaten with summons, Ashes of War, incantations, and magic. So your build should have some of everything. And they also made the game so that you have to beat it with a quote unquote good build. So yeah, right talismans and all. But yeah, I would say she's the toughest boss so far. After that, I mean, I've explored a bit. First boss that made me use a summon. It was the flower seed, the plant thing that has 3 health bars, and yeah, like it wasn't the hardest enemies, but at some point I just got bored of it, like running away. And once again, like Elden Beast, it's in a vast arena, but you can't use torrents. So yeah, I said fuck that. We used another build to beat this guy again. I put the Flame Ash of War on an axe, and spammed it. So and mimic TR and job done. It still took me a bunch of tries. Don't get me wrong, like, but yeah, once I tried beating her on the plant on my own, like a bunch of times, I got her to her third health bar, and she would just do the mega explosion of light. Yeah, I said, fuck this. This boss isn't worth like fighting without summon. It's quite boring, so whatever. So yeah, that was the first boss I used summons on. Then I also used them on like the summoner guy that spams light attack and summons a bunch of enemies. So yeah, that was just a mini boss, I think. So used my summon and got it done with, because at the end of the day it was just following and spamming like Ashes of War. So whatever. Oof, what else was? What else? Bosses, boss. Let me think. Let me think. Oh yeah, the the Scarlet Rot girl, that like half scorpion, half centipede boss that you fight in the like jungle zone. Honestly, she was super easy. I'm not gonna lie. I don't get like some bosses. They do like fuck ton of damage and don't let you breathe. Then there's this boss, and I would say this is like an ideal boss. She has windows. And I still spam dashes of war on her because whatever. I didn't want to be bothered, but also she had Scarlet Rot, so I mean, I learned with Melania, don't go with like war of attrition with these bosses. They're gonna Scarlet Rot your ass through your shield. Even though I will say this, I'm pretty sure they nerfed the Scarlet Rot. I remember Melania doing a bunch more damage with Scarlet Rot than this. But yeah, spammed Ashes of War, beaten her like in very few tries. And then oh yeah, the like the boar guy, the Roduncle on a boar. I thought he was. I mean, I tried beating him on a horse, like I've done with all the like big enemies or enemies on horseback in the game, in the base game. But yeah, that shit is impossible for me. So once again, Ashes of War, no summons. I mean, I've used it only on the sunflower and like the summoner guy summons, because they're just boring bosses that I don't give a fuck to beat on my own. So yeah, also this guy like kind of like cheesed him with Ashes of War, and when he would face transition, I would just cover behind like the arena, and he would like do his big attack on nothing, and I could like use my flasks for free. So yeah, I kind of chased him, but not really, because once again, this is an enemy that it does not give you window. Like the only window that I saw is like his like 5 or 6 hit combo, where at the end like you can like do one light attack on him, and if you're behind him when you do the light attack, he literally insta counters you. So yeah, that's also bullshit. And yeah, that's when I got stuck, because I didn't know where to go. So I looked it up, and now I just looked up where to go. So the zone that I saw in the video, that's where I'm at right now. Didn't saw anything else because I don't want to get spoiled. I'm not gonna lie. Fuck Elden Ring DLC for putting in the trailer Mesmer. You fucking spoiler. Fuck. No, I'm just kidding. Also, I'm pretty sure there's gonna be a big horseman boss fight, but we'll see. So yeah, like bosses all in all, after playing co-op and seeing how the average player skill is, that they don't even let the people that they summon carry them. Yeah, I would say for the average player, these bosses are quite fucking hard. If you at least have to have a good build setup for beating these bosses, and you have to. I mean, I don't know how much the like level up thingies that you have in the DLC help you. I'm pretty sure they help you a lot. I don't know. I don't know because you can't like feel the difference because I don't know if it's like the bosses in all the different areas have different health bars or they're all the same and I'm doing more damage. You know, it's kind of like I can't really see it, but they definitely will help you because I mean the game says so. So they definitely do. So yeah, I would say like you have to go in with a good build. You have to run around, collect, not run around, but like play the game, you know, explore. It's an open world that they wanted you to explore this time. And so yeah, you have at least to do that. I would also advise like if you're shit, yes, I'm gonna say use summons. It's gonna be more fun. Like also like I don't know, maybe you just enjoy exploring the game and not the boss fights, or just use summons. Maybe if you don't wanna like cheese it too much, use a weak summon just to take some of the aggro off of you because yes, I gotta give it to casuals. Some of these bosses like they don't give you an opening. I'm sorry, like they give you like one opening for one light attack if you're in the right position, and that's it. And even when you break their stances, like you have to be on the right side, or else the enemy's too big. You can't even jump over him and do the like critical attack. So yeah, like I'm not gonna lie, like this DLC is putting everything into more context in my mind, and Elden Ring is going down and down in my like Souls game rankings. Now it's definitely worse than Dark Souls 3. So I'll see, but like it's a good DLC. I'm not gonna lie. So yeah, like bosses, they are like objectively hard. Like yeah, yeah. I would say yes because even the base game had like some hard bosses, but if I could beat them without using Ashes of War, I beat the entire game without like quote unquote using Ashes of War. Well, I mean maybe I did use them a bit at the end, but like I maybe the only Ash of War that I used was like the buffing your weapon. I didn't know how OP the other shit was, and I didn't use any buffs or anything. I mean, maybe use some greases, but and oh yeah, no, the flask. And I discovered once through the game what the custom potion did. So yeah, definitely like Margaret, which I would consider it was like a quite hard boss. Even if you fight him like you're supposed to, if you don't use like everything given to you, he's a hard boss, but doable. You can actually read his inputs and everything, and he does give you less. I will say like he also has the problem that he drains you out of stamina, but like at least he has like the big. I keep my my stick up my head for 20 minutes, and that's like quite a long attack that you can punish. And like yeah, Godric he also has some attacks that you can like punish for a lot. Maybe not like Margit, like the evolved version. He's also like quite hard, but yeah, yeah, I will say he also gives you like some good openings, and yeah, Godfrey. Godfrey is the one that you have to like always be dodging, but like you can use minimal dodging. Like it's like one roll, one attack, one roll, one jump, and one attack. So yeah, he's like you have to keep constant DPS on him to punish him, but like he's also fair and doesn't like spam fucking 20 longest string combo attacks that fuck you in the ass while fucking also your entire family. So yeah, Basilisk definitely hard, but I learned that use everything at your disposal. Now, again, for me, now I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have to look up where to go for everything, unless it gets easier. But yeah, like the exploring, not for me. I thought I did quite a good job, but like today I spent like 2 hours running around the map seeing if where to go. I'm pretty sure I have to do something in the in the library thingy, but I tried exploring it and I'm sorry, I can only fall off the ledges so much. So yeah, fuck it. And if I ran around the whole thing and discovered that I don't even need to do that, yeah, I'd be so pissed. So yeah, I looked it up. So me. Also, like I tried to go into the jungle and take like the map base, but it's fucking shit. You can't understand where to go. So yeah, whatever. And yeah, that's pretty much it for right now. I'd say. Like I'm midway through the game. The game is hard. It's not impossibly hard if you actually use the stuff that you have to use, but it is like actually hard. I will say. I want to beat the game before they release the patches to nerf it. I will just say that. But yeah, you have to actually explore the DLC to get like the level up items, and yeah, lore. I can't tell you shit because apparently it's Mikla or something, or I don't freaking know. Like that, I will I will give you my opinion on that once I see some YouTubers video about it. And yeah, oh, before finishing the game, I'll give you like, should you buy the Elden Ring DLC at full price, let's say? If it is on sale and you already have the game, yes, you don't need to tell you like, if you wanna play it and it's on sale, might as well do it. But at full price, is it worth it? Yes, absolutely. I'm not gonna sit here and say it's a freaking masterpiece or anything, but like just the amount of content that you get, it's worth it. Like I would say that it's at least as big as like Limgrave and Kaylee put together, but there are more remembrance bosses, of course. I've already like fought 4 or 5, and in the base game there are like 5 or 6 that you're gonna fight uh, from start to finish to beat the game without knowing like the secret ones. So yeah, definitely worth picking up, and definitely don't get discouraged by people saying that it's hard. Like just use summons and look up a build, explore a bit for to get the items, and I'm pretty sure everyone can do it. And if you can't even beat it with summons, just co-op it, dude. Everyone is playing the game, so you're gonna have a bunch of people to summon. Anyways, that's it. See ya.